lettuce. Let us have some lettuce. There's two basic different kinds of lettuce. There's head lettuce and there is leaf lettuce. Believe it or not, lettuce got to the United States with Christopher Columbus. It originated in the Mediterranean and went on down to Egypt, and he brought it over here to us, and aren't we glad? So let me show you the different kinds of lettuce. This is the leaf lettuce, and this one's called green leaf because it's all green. This one's called the red leaf, and as you can see, there's red on it, and it's usually near the tips. It's not all the way down. This one's called romaine, and if you'll notice, it's a little bit different. It's more compact. Looks a lot like the other, like kale and stuff. The leaves are stiffer. These are kind of floppy, but this one isn't as floppy. And then there is the head lettuce, and they call it that because it looks like a head. And they are kind of like a cabbage in the way that they're made. The leaves are kind of enfolded over and over and over together. So how do you buy lettuce? Well, I brought some good and bad examples for you. The leaf lettuce is probably the more popular. Iceberg head lettuce is our second most popular. But you'll notice how fluffy that is, and oh, it looks so good. But you want to look at the base of your lettuces when you buy them, because you can see they've been taking off leaves. And so you know this one isn't as fresh as it could be, like this one is. You see, they haven't taken any leaves off yet at the store. Now, it doesn't really matter that they've taken off leaves if you're going to be using it rather quickly. But if you're going to be keeping it for like over a week, which you can do with lettuce, you might want to check that out, because you might want to, if it looks like this and has a lot of leaves, because this is quite a bit, you'll notice that all of this should have had leaves on it. So that's just something to watch out for. But the main thing is the leaf. You want to be sure that the leaves are, you know, like not wilted. There's not big black spots on them. There's not yellow spots either, because that could be some mold. Now, this romaine lettuce has some bad examples on it too. This is the one that has the black edges. You see the black edges? Well, that can happen to any of the leaves on any of the lettuces, and you can probably see it better from the back side because it's not quite so dark. So that would be something you'd want to take off. And you know, finding the perfect head of lettuce is really, really hard because there's so many variables in it. And then the other thing about leaf lettuce that you need to be concerned about is there can be dirt and bugs down inside. So I'm going to show you the easy way to store your lettuce and not have the insects get into your drawers in your refrigerator. So let me move this head one over here. When you get the lettuce home, there is probably dirt inside the leaf lettuces. Not a lot anymore. I mean, they're a lot better at it. But I tell you what I do. I come home and I cut it off pretty far up, like 2 inches from the bottom. And I just slice down. Now, most of the bugs will be down in there. A lot of the dirt will be too, and I don't have to worry about it. It is also the part with the least amount of red. And the red does show that they have vitamin A in them. So then we can take these apart. And if you'll notice, there's no bugs or dirt there. And there's no bugs or dirt here. Now I would rinse these off underneath the sink. And then I just stick them, I pretend they're a plant. And I just stick them in there. And then I keep them in the refrigerator. And let me go ahead and do this one really quickly, and I'll show you what else I do. I usually buy one kind of lettuce at a time when I'm home and it's just, you know, my family, because of the keeping value. And inside, this is just a beautiful head of lettuce. But I would take it off leaf by leaf, and I'd look at each one, and then I would go ahead and sort. Because then that way, when it's time for you, rinse them, and then that way, when it's time to serve them, you can. Now, I just treat them like they're my cut flowers. You know, they are. They're my cut flowers, and they can keep the moisture in them, and they won't dry out. And then just to be sure that they don't, you can use that plastic that you brought home from the grocery store, but mine had lots of writing on it, and you couldn't see through it. So I'm using a gallon bag, and I just stick it over the top. And it doesn't have to be tight or anything. It just keeps them from picking up other flavors in the refrigerator, and it also keeps the moisture when it rises up from the water, it'll keep them nice and moist. And I have kept them at least 2 weeks this way. Now, you don't want to put them near apples and other fruit that give off ethylene because it can affect their keeping time. So that's a really basic way with the lettuce, the leaf lettuce. I'm going to sit this over here and put this down here and bring you up the head lettuce. Now, the head lettuce is different, as you can tell. And one of the things it has is like the cabbage, it has a core. That this is the bottom of the core. It gets thinner as it goes up. Now, there are some people that believe that you need to take this core out for storing well. And, you know, I can't prove that they're wrong. So I'm going to show you the easy way to get the core out. You're going to take it and you're going to pound it on the surface. And so you just mash it down as hard as you can. And then it breaks this part right here. And you can usually lift out, let's see if I can get it out, the core. And then all you have left are the leaves. Now, the leaves closer to the core are yellower and they have more of a bitter taste. And that's not bad. You can put that in for variety. But if you just peel off those few little leaves that come attached to it, there's your core. You don't want to eat that. That's really bitter. And it also takes out any of the, you know, the bottom part where it's been used and set around a while. So that's all gone. So now you have the core. And if you look inside, you have perfectly shaped leaves. Now, there are some people that believe that you should not cut lettuce. And as you just saw, I did cut the other lettuce. But in this case, I usually don't cut up the head lettuce because it makes it prettier if you can just peel off a chunk of it and put it into your salad bowl. Now, because then I don't know, you know, it looks more fresh. And it looks more, and these pieces that have the stem in the middle, eat the stems. They've got lots of water in them. So that's your variety of the head lettuce. The reason why head lettuce is still very, very popular is it is the best keeping lettuce. The other popular thing to use head lettuce for are wedges. You can't do that with leaf lettuce. So go to my website and learn a lot more about lettuce.